Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Just going to get on here real quick and talk about another topic that my awesome friend Tina gave me. And she was wondering how you get lean without getting bulky. And that's the question I get from a lot of female clients, actually more of a fear that I get from a lot of female clients. And their fear is that they're going to start lifting weights and then they're going to start getting bulky and start looking masculine, and they don't want to look big, they want to look toned and strong. So I have to really talk to them and really kind of get them to believe the truth. And I know it's not easy and it's a hard thing to believe. But first of all, women don't have enough testosterone to get really, really big and bulky. Like, you're not going to start looking like the Hulk if you start lifting weights at the gym. The women who you do see who are big and bulky, the female bodybuilders, that is not something that comes easy. That's not something that just happened to them because they started going to the gym. That was something that they wanted for their body. So they learned what kind of training program they needed to be on. They learned what kind of nutrition they needed to use, what kind of supplements, if any, that they needed to use, and they work really super hard in order to look that way. That is their goal, and that's what they're working towards. It's not something that happens from lifting weights at the gym, 3-4 days a week. So that is something completely different. If that's something you're interested in, you need to hire a trainer to help you do that, but it's not something that's just going to happen if you start lifting weights that are a little bit heavy. So don't worry about becoming bulky. I think where the confusion really lies is when a woman starts strength training and then she notices that her clothes are fitting a little tighter, she's looking a little bit bigger, and she thinks it's bulky from weight training. But what it probably is that the nutrition is off, so they're either hanging on to fat or putting more fat on. And the fat sits on top of the muscle. So if you've got, a couple of layers of fat and then you got your muscle building underneath that, then yeah, you're just going to get a look of being bigger rather than toned. So that comes down to diet. That's not from lifting weights. That's from not having the right nutrition plan. So that's where people get a little bit nervous. So I'm going to talk about how to get lean without getting bulky. And I know this is kind of more geared towards women, but men will benefit from this information as well. So if you're looking to get leaner and you want to kind of keep that smaller, leaner look, this will help you as well, the information that I'm about to give you. Hey, Ange, how's it going? So first and foremost, you got to watch your carb intake. So you don't need to eliminate carbs altogether. I mean, unless that's something that you're doing, you're following a certain diet that prescribes that and it works for you, then great. But you don't have to eliminate carbs. Hey, Christy. Hi, Tracy. What you do need to do is be aware of what kind of carbs you're eating and how many of these carbs that you're eating. So carbs are a really important part of the diet. They help provide you with energy, and they also help increase your strength even. So you don't have to eliminate them altogether. You need to eliminate certain ones. So you want to eliminate processed carbs such as crackers, those crazy commercial cereals and granola bars that they're always saying are so healthy. They're not. They're about the worst thing that you can put into your body. And of course, eliminating desserts and stuff like that. So just that processed crap that comes in a package, you want to kind of just stay away from that. And then you want to limit your intake of carbs such as rice, potatoes, and pasta. So again, not eliminate, just limit. So you're not eating a ton of them, but some can be quite beneficial. Be super careful about grains. So grains do cause inflammation. If you absolutely need to eat bread, go for the sprouted bread. You can find it in the refrigerated section of the grocery store, or you might have to go to a health food store, but look for sprouted grains. It's much better for your body. It's not going to cause the inflammation. It's not going to make you all acidic. So look for sprouted bread if you absolutely need to have bread. And you want to limit your fruit intake. So don't eliminate fruit. You don't have to take fruit out of your diet, but it is a good idea to limit it because it is sugar. So if you're eating a ton of fruit, you're going to get those spikes in your blood sugar, those drops in your blood sugar, insulin, the whole thing. And it could lead to health problems. So I recommend 1 to 2 servings of fruit per day and consume them earlier in the day when you're sure to use up that sugar for energy. I usually have an apple in the morning and then either half an apple or a whole apple in the afternoon, but I don't have any fruit in the evening. I cut that for the evening. And you can eat lots of veggies. Yay, veggies. So if you don't love salad, maybe try to fall in love with salad. Salad's a great way to get the nutrition you need in one meal. So aim to keep your carbs about 30 to 35% of your daily food intake. And then the next thing you want to do is you're going to want to, for most people, you're probably going to want to increase your protein and also make sure that you're getting enough fat. So we need protein to build and maintain muscle. And when you have muscle on your body, your metabolism is actually working at a higher rate. So you want to have lean mass on your body. That's muscle. So try upping your protein, and some people are going to be like, no, that's too much. Try upping it to about 40%. I know that sounds like a lot, but it gets really great results for a lot of people. So consider upping it to that. If that sounds like too much, maybe try around 30% and see how your body reacts to that. And then fat is another super important macronutrient that too many people are too afraid of. So you do need those healthy fats in your diet. Healthy fats are those natural fats. So like olive oil, hemp seed oil, coconut oil, and yes, even butter. Butter is actually good for you. Just make sure you are getting it in the right amount. The fat that you find on meats as well, don't be so afraid of those. Just again, limit how much you're actually eating. If you want your metabolism to run smoothly and you want your skin and your hair to look good, you need to have fat in your diet. And then try to keep your fat intake to about 20 to 25% of your daily food intake. And then, hey, Di, how's it going? Good to see you on here. Di is awesome, by the way. If you want to check out his stuff, you should check out what he has to say. I follow his stuff quite a bit. So the next thing you need to do is you need to lift, okay? So you need to lift some heavy weights, not those little teeny tiny weights where you can do like 20 to 30 reps. You actually have to look at those heavier weights. Don't be afraid of them. They're not going to make you bulky. You need that in order to build some muscle. So if you start strength training and then you start to notice that your clothes are fitting tighter or you're feeling like you're putting on weight, it's probably because your nutrition is off, and so you're not burning off the fat you need to burn, or you're actually putting fat on. So remember, working out does not mean you get to eat whatever you want. You have to be careful with your nutrition. Nutrition and your workouts, they go hand in hand. So you need them both to be working together in order to get the results that you want. So just be aware of that, because a lot of people, when they start working out, they're like, oh, well, I just did a huge workout. I'm going to go and eat pizza now because I just burned off all those calories. It doesn't work that way, unfortunately. I wish it did, but it doesn't. So you'd have to take a look at your nutrition if you're noticing that your clothes are starting to fit tighter. And I promise you, ladies, you're not going to get super bulky from lifting weights. You have to lift those weights. And don't overdo the cardio. So this one's tempting. I fell into this. I thought the more cardio I can do, the better. It's going to burn off that fat and I'm going to look so strong and so toned. It's going to be awesome. Doesn't work that way when you're overdoing your cardio. So what happens actually when you're doing too much cardio is you can actually hinder muscle growth, and you can actually put your body into a catabolic state, which means it's going to start feeding off of your muscle for energy. So that means you're going to be losing some muscle. That means your metabolism is going to be slowing down. So that's all bad news. And I did this for years. I would hit the gym 2 or 3 times a day for cardio, getting frustrated because I wasn't getting the results I wanted. I just didn't understand. I was exhausted all the time. My nutrition was way off. I was eating way too little, exercising way too much, and the results were crap. I felt terrible. I didn't look the way I wanted to look. So don't fall into the mistake of doing too much cardio. 30 to 45 minutes, 3 or 4 days per week. That's going to be good. And actually, it's interesting because since I decided to train for this competition, my figure competition coming up, my coach told me that I needed to cut way down on my cardio, because being a full-time instructor, owning my own studio and doing 2 or 3 spin classes a day, I've been doing this for years, for a long, long time. And she said, no, you got to cut that down. She told me you can teach maximum 1 class a day on the bike, 6 days a week, rather than doing 2 or 3, 7 days a week. So in my head, I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't know, this doesn't sound like it's a good idea, but I figured I hired this coach, I paid for this coach, I'm going to do what she tells me. I did it, and guess what? I started getting the results that I wanted to. I had people telling me they'd noticed a difference in my body. I looked stronger, I looked more toned, I looked leaner, and I was like, yeah, that's because I cut down on all that cardio. I was doing way too much cardio. And also training more heavy with my weights, so focusing more on that. So it's true. I know if you're doing a lot of cardio now, it's going to be a scary thing to give that up, but just try it. You'll be amazed at how your body actually reacts to that. Another thing that can lead to your body becoming catabolic is not eating enough food. So make sure that you're getting enough food. It's very important. I'm going to have a little link on my blog. I'll post this tomorrow on my blog, and there's a link to a calorie calculator that you can check out online, or just Google Calorie Calculator. Most of them are pretty good, and that'll give you kind of an idea for a starting point for how many calories you should be getting. And then once you have that, then you can start figuring out your macros. So the percentages that I gave you earlier. So about 40% of protein, and then 35% carbs, 25% fat. So just figure out what that is. You can use MyFitnessPal as an awesome app to use to keep track of your macros. And then give it a try, and then make sure that you track your results. So when you're changing your fitness and your nutrition, you need to really track everything that you're doing. So track the changes that you've made, track what's happening to your body, whether you're gaining or losing weight, how your clothes are fitting, how you're feeling, your energy, and stuff like that. And then once you have some feedback like that, you'll be able to tweak your program if you need to. So if you set yourself up on a diet and you're following the nutrition and you're not getting the results that you want, just try tweaking something. So maybe 40% protein isn't working for you. Maybe you need to drop that down a little bit. Maybe you need more carbs or a little more fat. And same with your workout program. If you're not getting the results that you want, you might need to tweak stuff. So be ready to play around with this a little bit, and just keep really good track of what's happening so that you can make those tweaks when and where you need to. And definitely talk to somebody who can help you out. I am happy to help you out. Send me a message and I will help you out with your program. Nothing makes me happier than answering your guys' questions. So please do feel free. And then just have a really balanced approach to your health and fitness. I've been way off balance in the past and thought, oh, you got to go extreme if you want results. And extreme almost always backfires. And it did for me many, many times. And I spent a lot of years fighting that. So you really do need a balanced approach to your fitness and your nutrition. It can actually be an enjoyable part of your life. It doesn't have to be torture. And again, if you need some help with that, I'm super happy to help you with that. So that's it for me today. I'm going to take off and do a little bit of work. I got to prepare because I'm going to be taking off the Powell River on Thursday for some more time off before the summer ends. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them or message me. Hey, Richard, how's it going? And I'll talk to you again real soon, guys. Have a good night.